Most guys don't lose muscle after 40 because they're too old. They lose it because they keep training like they're 25, even though their body's been sending warning signs for years. Slower recovery, stubborn fat, less energy. But they don't listen. They just double down on the same plan that used to work and wonder why everything feels harder now. You know the drill. You're showing up. You're lifting. You're eating clean, maybe even cleaner than before. You cut the junk. You track your macros. You try to sleep 8 hours, and somehow your body still refuses to change, like it's working against you. But let's get something straight. Your body didn't betray you. You didn't get old. You just never adapted. Nobody told you that building muscle in your 40s is a different game, with different rules. So you're stuck following the same bro split, hitting chest on Mondays, arms on Fridays, and waiting for results that never show up. You rest 60 seconds between sets because that's what all the lifters in their 20s do. You load up on protein right after workouts like it's some magic window. You train to failure every set because you think intensity means never stopping. But here's the thing. None of that is built for you anymore. And it's why you're exhausted, plateaued, and wondering if your best days are behind you. They're not. I've worked with hundreds of men in this exact spot. I've lived it myself. And what I discovered flipped everything I believed about fitness after 40. Your muscle-building potential isn't gone. It's just waiting for you to catch up to this version of your body. And when you do, the results come faster than you expect, with less wear and tear, not more. Because muscle after 40 isn't about pushing harder. It's about pushing smarter, knowing when to back off, when to dial in, when to fuel your hormones, not fight them. There are 8 specific shifts every man over 40 needs to make if he actually wants to build real size, definition, and strength, not just look decent for his age. So, if this is already hitting close to home, hit that subscribe button, because what's coming next might just change the way you train forever. 1. Anabolic resistance, the hidden wall you've been slamming into. There's something sneaky happening inside your body right now, and chances are nobody ever told you about it. It's called anabolic resistance, and it's one of the main reasons guys over 40 struggle to build muscle, even when they're training hard and eating right. You're lifting, you're recovering, you're fueling your body, but the signal to grow? It's just not getting through. Back in your 20s, you could hit a few sets of bench, slam a shake, and wake up looking fuller the next morning. Now, that same workout barely moves the needle. Your body hears the message, but it's like the volume's too low to respond. And if you don't know how to amplify that signal, you'll keep grinding for minimal gains and maximum frustration. But here's the good news. Your body can still grow. It just needs a different kind of stimulation. Not more pain, not more failure sets. More strategic volume. And no, that doesn't mean randomly adding reps to every set until your shoulders fall off. It means gradually increasing your weekly workload in a smart, sustainable way that your body can actually respond to. There's research that backs this up hard. In one study, older lifters who doubled their total sets saw a 110% increase in muscle protein synthesis. That's not just holding on to muscle. That's growing more than the younger guys who did the same program. Why? Because older muscle responds when it's pushed consistently, not chaotically. Start simple. Add 1 extra set to your big compound lifts. Squats, deadlifts, bench, rows. Stick with it for a few weeks. Then layer in more, slowly. Keep your movements clean, your form tight, and track your progress. This isn't about ego lifting. This is about giving your body the clear, repeated message. It's time to grow. Think of it like updating your operating system. The core hardware is still solid, but the old commands don't work anymore. You're not broken. You're just overdue for an upgrade in the way you train. But that's just the first shift. There's another trap that's keeping your muscles flat, and it's hiding right in the space between your sets. 2. Rest smarter, not shorter. Why your muscles need more than a minute. You've been told that short rest equals intensity, that if you're not dripping sweat and gasping for air, your workout doesn't count. So you push. 60 seconds between sets, maybe even less. You stay in the zone, keep the heart rate high, barely give yourself time to breathe. Sounds hardcore, right? But if you're over 40, it's not helping. It's hurting. See, recovery between sets isn't wasted time. It's the fuel that powers your next lift. And the older you get, the more that matters. Your muscles don't bounce back like they did in your 20s. Phosphocreatine, the stuff your body uses for explosive strength, takes longer to replenish. So if you rush your rest, you're starting every set half empty. And that's why your lifts feel heavier, even when the weight hasn't changed. There's a mountain of science behind this. Multiple studies have shown that 3 to 5 minutes of rest between heavy sets leads to significantly more muscle growth compared to shorter rest periods. Why? Because it allows you to lift heavier in your next set, and heavier weight, with good form, is what triggers muscle-building signals. Let's break it down. Imagine doing 3 sets of squats with only 60 seconds rest. By set 2, your legs are shaking. By set 3, your form is breaking. You're surviving, not progressing. But give yourself 3 solid minutes. Now you walk back to the bar stronger, more stable, ready to own the next rep. That's the difference between training and just burning calories. And no, this doesn't make your workout easy. It makes it effective. There's a big difference between exhaustion and effort. Resting longer doesn't mean you're slacking off. It means you're giving your muscles the recovery window they actually need to perform, especially with big lifts like squats, bench, and deadlifts. For isolation moves like curls or lateral raises, 2 to 3 minutes is usually enough. But for compound work, treat rest like part of your strategy, not something to rush through. You're not in a HIIT class. You're here to build muscle that lasts. And when you stop rushing your sets, something crazy happens. Your strength goes up. Your joints hurt less. Your form gets cleaner. Suddenly, training feels powerful again, not like punishment. But recovery isn't just about rest between sets. There's a deeper lever you need to pull if you want your body to respond again. 3. Testosterone, the hidden engine behind every rep. Here's a brutal truth most guys don't want to face. It's not that your workouts suck. It's not that you're lazy. It's not even that your diet's off. The real problem? Your hormonal engine isn't firing like it used to. And testosterone is at the center of it all. Once you pass 30, your testosterone levels start to drift downward, around 1% every year. That may not sound like much until you stack a decade of it. By 40, you could be down 10 to 15% from your peak. And what does that mean? Slower recovery, lower drive, less strength, a body that resists change, no matter how hard you push. The scary part? Most men have no idea. They walk around tired, unmotivated, frustrated, assuming it's just part of getting older. But it's not. It's your biology quietly slipping out of alignment. You can't feel it like a pulled muscle, but you see it. In the mirror, in the gym, in your results. First step? Stop guessing. You need real data. Get your blood work done. Total testosterone, free testosterone, SHBG. Don't just settle for, "You're in the normal range." That range is wide enough to include guys barely functioning. What's normal for the population might be low for you. Once you know where you stand, it's time to fight back. And no, we're not talking about magic pills or sketchy boosters. You start with habits, real ones. Get your fats up. Testosterone is made from cholesterol. That means whole eggs, avocados, olive oil, salmon. Diets too low in fat tank your hormones fast. Then there's sleep, the free testosterone booster no one respects. 1 week of 5-hour nights can slash your T levels by 15%. That's like aging a decade in 7 days. You need 7 to 9 solid hours, no screens before bed, no scrolling until midnight. Lock in your recovery or forget about results. Stress? Huge. High cortisol kills testosterone, whether it's work, relationships, overtraining. If your stress is through the roof, your hormones are in the basement. That's why rest days matter. That's why balance matters. Training smart means knowing when to push and when to pull back. Here's the good news. When you get this right, everything starts to click again. Your strength climbs. Your energy returns. You stop dragging through workouts and start attacking them. You feel like you again. Testosterone isn't just a number. It's the driver behind the muscle, the mindset, the momentum. And now that your engine's back online, let's talk about which tools are worth using and which ones are just stealing your money. 4. Supplements that work, and the ones you can ditch today. Let's cut through the noise. If you walk into any supplement store right now, you'll be bombarded with flashy labels, bold promises, and overpriced magic. Explosive growth, testosterone through the roof, burn fat while you sleep. But here's the cold truth. Most of it is garbage, especially for guys over 40. You don't need a cabinet full of pills to build muscle. What you need is focus on a few proven supplements that actually move the needle. The rest? You can toss them. They're not helping. They're just draining your wallet and feeding your frustration. The first real deal? Creatine. No hype, just facts. It's the most researched supplement on the planet. And it works. Creatine increases your phosphocreatine stores, which means you recover faster between sets and push harder during big lifts. It's not about feeling hyped up. It's about actual output. More strength, more volume, more gains. The dose? Simple. 3 to 5 grams a day, every day. Doesn't matter if it's a training day or not. It's a long game. Next up, vitamin D. And this one is a silent killer. Over 60% of men over 40 are deficient. Low D levels tank your testosterone, slow your recovery, weaken your immune system. It's not just about avoiding sickness. It's about keeping your entire body in gear. Most guys need 5,000 IU per day, taken with a meal that includes fat. But again, get tested. Don't guess. Now let's talk magnesium. This one's your recovery ninja. It helps you sleep deeper, lowers cortisol, and supports your nervous system. All things that matter way more after 40. If you're not sleeping well, if you wake up feeling drained, if your muscles feel fried after every session, this is one of the first things to fix. Take 200 to 400 milligrams at night. You'll feel the difference fast. Last one? Protein powder. But let's be clear. This is a tool, not a miracle. If you're not hitting your daily protein goals through food, whey can help fill the gap. That's it. It's convenient, not essential. Don't expect a shake to build muscle for you. Expect it to make the rest of your plan easier to execute. The mistake most guys make? They obsess over supplements while ignoring the basics. They eat like crap, sleep 5 hours, skip workouts, and wonder why nothing's working. No powder will fix that. Supplements are the bonus, not the foundation. Dial in your sleep. Lock in your nutrition. Train like it matters. Then, and only then, use these 4 tools to take it further. But even with your fuel optimized, none of it will work unless your training plan is built for growth. And the next shift is where most guys blow it, without even realizing. 5. Frequency beats. Fancy. Why twice a week is the new gold standard. If you're still training like it's 1999, chest on Monday, back on Tuesday, arms on Friday, I've got bad news. That 1 muscle a day split? It's a dinosaur. And if you're over 40, it's not just outdated, it's sabotaging your results. Here's the reality most guys never hear. Your body stops building muscle about 36 hours after you train a muscle group. That's the spike window for muscle protein synthesis. After that, it drops back to baseline. So if you hit chest on Monday and wait until next Monday to train it again, that's 5 days of zero stimulus. 5 days of wasted time. But if you train each muscle twice a week, you double the opportunity for growth. You give your body 2 spikes instead of 1. That doesn't mean you need to crush yourself every session. It means you spread the same volume over more days. And that's where the magic happens. Let's say you're doing 12 sets for chest each week. You can either destroy your pecs in 1 brutal session, leave the gym sore, stiff, and barely able to move your arms for 3 days, or you can split it into 2 sessions of 6 sets. Less wear and tear, better execution, more consistent performance. Why does this matter more after 40? Because your recovery system isn't what it used to be. Your joints need more time. Your nervous system takes longer to bounce back. You can't just obliterate a muscle and expect to wake up fresh. Volume needs to be smarter, not louder. Now, the split doesn't matter as much as the frequency. You can go full body 3 times a week, upper-lower 4 times, or even push, high-pull legs 6 times if your recovery allows. What matters is that each muscle sees work at least twice, not once, every 7 days. And no, this isn't about training more often to look tough. It's about outsmarting your biology. More frequent sessions mean less total fatigue per workout, more quality reps, and way more consistency over time. And that's how real hypertrophy happens. Not with hero workouts, but with strategic, repeatable effort. But even with the perfect training plan, there's one thing that will absolutely kill your progress if you ignore it. And most men do, until their body forces them to stop. 6. Mobility, the missing link that builds more than flexibility. When you're 20, you can get away with murder in the gym. No warm-up? No problem. Half-rep squats? Still grow. Your joints are fresh, your muscles bounce back, and recovery is basically automatic. But after 40, that same carefree approach will leave you tight, sore, or broken before the week's out. Here's what most guys don't understand. Mobility isn't about flexibility. It's about control. Moving through a full range of motion with strength, stability, and confidence. And if you've been skipping it, your body's already paying the price. You just haven't connected the dots yet. Stiff hips? Can't squat deep, which means you're leaving glute and quad gains on the table. Shoulders locked up? Your presses suffer, your traps take over, and pain creeps in. Thoracic spine locked down? Say goodbye to safe overhead work. Every restriction you ignore is a limit on your muscle-building potential. But there's good news. Mobility can come back. Fast. Especially when you stop stretching like it's 1995 and start using techniques that actually build strength where you're weakest. One of the best? End-range isometrics. Active holds at the edges of your range, like sitting in a deep squat and holding it under tension. You're not just stretching, you're rewiring your nervous system to support new positions. You don't need hours, just 10 to 15 focused minutes before each workout. Target the joints you're about to use, hips and ankles on leg day, shoulders and spine for upper body. Not some random yoga routine, but specific, intentional mobility training that preps you to move well, lift strong, and avoid breakdown. Within 2 or 3 weeks, most guys feel the difference. Deeper reps, better form, less joint pain. Movements that used to feel awkward suddenly feel powerful. Your body stops fighting you and starts flowing. And here's the part no one tells you. Mobility work increases your ability to build muscle. Because now, you can actually access the full range your muscles were meant to contract in. Mobility isn't a warm-up. It's part of the workout. It's what allows your hard work in the gym to actually land. And when you move better, everything else gets better. From strength to recovery to results. But now that your body can move freely again, it's time to give it the fuel it needs to grow from all that effort. 7. Protein isn't optional anymore. It's the foundation. Here's the uncomfortable reality. Most men over 40 are way under eating protein, and they don't even realize it. They think a few eggs for breakfast, some chicken at dinner, and a scoop of whey after training is enough. It's not. And that one mistake could be the reason your body refuses to grow. You've probably heard about anabolic resistance by now. It's real, and it hits harder after 40. Your muscles simply don't respond to protein like they used to. When you were 20, a 20-gram hit of protein could trigger growth. Now, you need nearly double that just to get the same effect. And no, this isn't a theory. It's backed by research. Studies show that men over 40 need around 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein in every meal to maximize muscle protein synthesis. Not just post-workout, every meal. That means breakfast, lunch, dinner, and whatever you eat in between. If you're skipping breakfast or grabbing a muffin and coffee on the way out the door, you're not just missing calories, you're missing growth signals. And by the time dinner comes around, it's already too late to catch up. Muscle isn't built from one massive meal. It's built from consistent daily signals that say, hey, we're fueling up. Time to grow. The fix? Spread your protein across 4 to 5 meals a day. Aim for that 30 to 40 grams in each one. That could be whole eggs with Greek yogurt in the morning, chicken or steak at lunch, a shake in the afternoon, and fish or beef at night. Build your day around protein, not carbs, not calories, protein. And don't forget the silent player here, hydration. The more protein you eat, the more your kidneys and digestion are taxed. You need more water, consistently. It's a simple shift, but most guys skip it and wonder why they feel bloated, sluggish, or inflamed. Hydrate, and everything moves better, including nutrients, recovery, and digestion. You'll know it's working when you stop feeling wrecked after every session. Your recovery speeds up, your strength climbs, you stop plateauing every other week. Because lifting hard without protein is like building a house without bricks. No matter how good the blueprint is, if the materials aren't there, nothing gets built. But even with perfect nutrition, there's one last shift you have to make. And it's the one most men resist the most. 8. Real effort versus routine. The final barrier between you and growth. Let's be honest, most guys over 40 are training, but they're not really pushing. They go to the gym, hit their sets, feel a little burn, and call it a day. It feels like enough. But if you're not growing, it's not. And the reason isn't your age, it's your intensity. Research shows most lifters underestimate how hard they're actually working by around 30%. That means when you think you're done, you could have done 3 or 4 more reps. And those reps, that's where the muscle growth actually happens. In your 20s, you had testosterone doing half the work for you. You could coast and still grow. But after 40, that hormonal head start is gone. You can't just show up and go through the motions. You have to train with intent, not ego, not exhaustion, effort. Here's how you fix it. Understand the difference between stopping because it's uncomfortable and stopping because you've hit your real limit. That sweet spot, where you're 1 or 2 reps from failure, but not completely wrecked, is where hypertrophy lives. It's where the body says, okay, this matters. Let's adapt. A simple tool, RIR, reps in reserve. For your main lifts, you want to finish your sets with only 1 or 2 good reps left in the tank. If you're stopping when you could have cranked out 5 more, you're leaving growth on the floor. Another method? Use RPE, rate of perceived exertion. Aim for an RPE of 8 or 9 on your big sets. You're not maxing out, but you're damn close. This isn't about destroying yourself. It's about applying just enough pressure to force change. And doing it consistently. Not once a week. Not when you're in the mood. Every time you show up. Because after 40, every rep counts. Every set has to matter. And the moment you get that dialed in, that's when training becomes powerful again. Because at the end of the day, your results aren't about having the perfect plan. They're about execution, real effort, real focus, real commitment to making each session count. And when you combine that with everything we've talked about, hormones, volume, recovery, nutrition, that's when your physique truly starts to evolve. You're not past your prime. You've just been training on autopilot. It's time to take the wheel and drive with purpose. You made it to the end, and that already sets you apart. Most guys hit 40 and quietly give up. They stop chasing strength. They stop challenging their bodies. They start settling for okay for your age. But not you. You're here. You're learning. You're taking ownership of your results. And now, you've got the blueprint to actually build something real. You know the truth now. Building muscle after 40 isn't about luck or genetics or trying to relive your 20s. It's about understanding your new body, respecting the science, and committing to smarter, sharper training. Testosterone can be optimized. Recovery can be improved. Mobility can be restored. Intensity can be recalibrated. And growth? It's still 100% on the table. But here's the part that matters most. None of this works unless you work it. So stop waiting. Stop hoping. Start executing. Not with desperation, but with clarity. You're not broken. You're just overdue for an upgrade. And the moment you start applying even one of these 8 shifts, your results will start shifting with you. What's the one thing you're changing in your training after this? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear what hit home for you. If this video gave you at least one aha moment, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let's keep building this together. I've got more content coming that'll help you train smarter, grow stronger, and stay sharp for decades. Let's go.